wait to get on the road again.
It is 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. Car critic Ed Wallace with a compact SUV. This is kind of an interesting segment right now. It's from Chevrolet. Ed, as I recall years ago, and this shows my age, Chevy had a little teeny tiny SUV that was like a kind of a combination of a tin can and a tiny Jeep.
Yeah, I think a lot of manufacturers had vehicles like that not long ago. Remember back in the 90s, we'd bring over the new Suzuki Grand Vitara and you'd sit there and go, yeah, okay, at least it's cheap. Well, that's what we can say about the Chevy Trax this week. Now, Chevrolet's been on a huge upswing. Last year, the Chevrolet SS was the car I voted as best car I reviewed for the money, period. The new Impala, I said it should have been a Cadillac. In fact, to the public, if they drive one, it's nicer than what their perception of Cadillac is. And then comes the Chevy Trax. Now, this is a very crowded field, and the compact SUV market continues to stay on fire. Last year, new car sales are up almost 900,000 vehicles in America, and the Jeep Cherokee alone was about 25% of that increase. What we have here is a car that was designed over in Korea. Has a 138 horsepower turbocharged engine. I have yet to feel the turbo in it, but I can certainly get the sense of the 138 horsepower. It's not that it's slow as can be, but it doesn't have acceleration like some of the best known vehicles. Now here's the ticket. The base price on this vehicle is barely over $20,000. That's over $3,000 less than the Honda CR-V. So you say, okay, there's value there. But the new Nissan Rogue also starts barely over $20,000, and it's actually downright pretty exceptional. When you look at the interior on it, it's nicely done, as is the exterior. Everything seems to be in place, but again, some of the other compact SUVs have more high-tech dashes or maybe even a better look to it. I was amazed as I was reading other reviews, the pre-reviews on this. The navigation in this car will actually work through your iPhone or your Android phone by downloading a 99-cent app and tying your phone into that screen in the center. And while that will work, maybe as good as the old TomTom units, that kind of left me a little bit flat. Plenty of room in it all the way around for people as, I guess, as tall as you want, because the roof line on this is extremely high. And then as we go to the back, we have a decent area and more space than you would think because the vehicle looks a little squattier than it is in real life. Again, a function of the very high roof line. So when I drove it, it was a little noisier than it needed to be. The engine, particularly if you're having to push it to get around in traffic, also a little whinier than it needs to be. Again, the $20,000 price is great. This one here is only $20,995. But as the Honda CR-V or the Toyota RAV4 tends to get all the attention in this market, the reality is that Jeep Cherokee, they have them on sale on a regular basis at this price, and it's pretty phenomenal. The Nissan Rogue is only $50 higher. Instead of a 133 horsepower engine, you have 170. Now this is going to sell. It's a Chevrolet, again, nicely done, but I think maybe GM could have done a few more things to it and make it as competitive as the others and still have the better price. With that, y'all have a good weekend.
You too, Ed. He went from a $400,000 car to this one. We appreciate the mix.
And they both get you to the same place in the same amount of time. That's
yeah,
amazing.
but you worry less about this one because if you wreck it, nobody's going to care,
Right.
Tim.
It's almost disposable at that price. Thanks.
Good point. Hey, you can listen to Ed on 570 KLIF tomorrow. His car column is also always in Saturday's Fort Worth Star Telegram.